everyone, it's Samantha from Scrapmaster's Paradise, and today I'm going to show you our premium chalk inks. These literally just got dropped off by UPS, so I'm excited to show them off to you guys and show you what they can do. So first of all, I want to talk a little bit about chalk inks because I know many of you are used to dye inks, and chalk inks are just a little bit different. They're a little bit thicker, but they aren't as thick as pigment inks that you use for embossing. You can't really emboss with these because they're super quick drying and they leave kind of a soft, matte, chalky finish. So I'm going to show you a couple of examples and I'm sure you'll fall in love with them like I did. I'm so in love with these chalk inks now because I've been playing around with them. Now let me show you all the colors. I want you to note that the color on here is a little bit darker than how they dry when you stamp them. They just show up a little bit lighter than the wet ink that you see. There's our clownfish. It's just a bright orange. We also have flamingo pink, which is just a medium pink that's pretty bright and fun. We've got aqua sea glass. It's a very, very light pale aqua. We also have sandcastle, which dries into a kind of a craft sandy color. It shows up really dark here, but it's not nearly that dark. And we've also got avocado green. And last, we've got ocean waves. And this one, when I'm looking at it, it's coming out a little bit darker than it looks in real life on the camera screen here. So it's not quite as green. It's more of a turquoisey teal color. And I made these color swatches for our Kit Club members. Let's show you this. You can see the ink so much lighter than the version on here. So that looks dark brown, and then this is a really light craft color. It's just really nice and pretty, and you can see the coverage on there is just fantastic. We're going to play around with these a little bit. Okay, first let's cover some of the basics about our specific premium chalk inks. They're acid-free, archival, and fade resistant. They stay true color for when you're watercoloring, so if you mix these with water, it doesn't run and make different colors. The ink stays true to this color and just gets lighter and lighter the more water you add. It's also a raised pad, and I'm going to have to show you guys by opening one of these things. What I mean by raised pad is you can see on the side there that the ink pad is raised up above the edges of this side. So that makes it easy to stamp and you don't get weird lines and creases when you're stamping a bigger stamp. So I really like that. And that actually helps too with inking up edges. Our pads are super, super soft foam, which makes it great for inking edges because it gives you a soft looking effect here. You can see it's just very soft and light, and you can see my pad's super juicy, so I'm getting a lot of ink off there, but it just gives you that nice soft finish. And I'll show you a little bit on here. It gives you a really soft look, and you can see it's already drawing out a lot lighter than it looks on this ink pad. So those are some of the benefits of our ink pads. And what's great about these is the ink pad colors perfectly match our buttons, which is so nice. You have the matchy match that I just love. Okay, so we have our ink colors front and center, and these were stamped earlier, and you can tell the ink's much lighter. I'm going to walk you through each color compared to the buttons. They're a little bit different than the button colors, sometimes lighter, sometimes darker, sometimes perfect. So you can see our aqua color is almost the exact same shade, and it depends on what kind of button it is. You can see there's lots of variation in the colors just based on the material the buttons are made out of. So this one appears a little bit darker, this one appears the same, this one appears a little bit lighter. So it just really depends on which button in this pack you get. There's that one. Next is our sandcastle. These ones appear lighter than our ink. You can see it's just a little bit lighter, but it's still the same color and it still matches really, really nice. And then next we've got ocean waves. This one's one of my favorites, but again, it's looking a little bit greener on the screen than it does in real life. It's more of a bluish turquoisey color. You can see that one's a little bit lighter. We've got some that'll appear different shades. Just depends on which button you're grabbing out of the pack, but they all have that same hue, which is perfect for matching it up. It gives you some variation when some of the buttons are lighter and darker. We've got the avocado green. Just looks spot on for this one. I just love the look. And on the screen this is looking a little bit yellow, but it's more of a green. And colors are one of those things you really have to see in person, which is why I offer the 6 color mix of the buttons, so you can try out the buttons and test out all of our beautiful colors in one little pack. And you can also buy the individual color packs too. Okay, the clownfish buttons are darker than the ink, but again, it's the same hue, just a little bit darker. Last but not least is the flamingo pink, which is one of my favorites, and it appears to be just a little bit lighter on some of these and then spot on others. They just all coordinate so beautifully together. You can see all 6 colors here. They just coordinate beautifully. You can mix and match any of these 6 colors and you're going to get a beautiful project. Let me put these buttons aside and we'll test out the inks just a little bit more. I just want to show you, we're going to ink up some stamps because the ink coverage is just so good. Some of the dye inks with clear stamps just don't do a very good job of getting really good coverage. So I've got our new Build-A-Banner number 2 stamp set. It's the banners that have this V shape at the end here. There's also a die pack to match these. Let me get this open and we'll go ahead and get stamping. I'm going to grab this scallop one and see, these are brand new. They've never ever been used. So sometimes I like to stamp these off one time to make sure there's no residue on the stamp itself. You zoom out for you guys and you just tap it lightly on the pad and you can see it gets inked up really, really quickly. Sometimes with the dye inks I had to just keep dabbing and keep dabbing. It seemed like forever to get really nice coverage, but you can see it only took a couple of dabs and I've got a perfectly beautiful stamp. And look at that coverage. It's just so good. I'm just thrilled to the gills here looking at this. Look, it doesn't look splotchy, it doesn't look goopy, it's just perfect stamping. And I just wanted our ink pads to be just wonderful, and they are. They're just so great. Can you tell I'm a little excited? I'm very excited. So you can just clean your stamps off with the normal stamp cleaner, and clear stamps sometimes get a little bit stained, so it doesn't affect your stamp quality at all. It just looks a little bit different, and I've gotten that with dye inks too. Another cool thing you can do is watercoloring. So I've got this big block here. I'm going to open up a different color. This is the Aqua Sea Glass. I'm just going to open this one up. They're so new, I haven't even opened them. I just grabbed them and shot this video really quick. Okay, so I've got the Aqua Sea Glass and I'm going to watercolor with it. So what you can do is you can just dab some of the ink onto an acrylic block or some acetate, anything plastic that's not going to soak up your ink. And then I have an aqua tool here. I think this one is from Ranger, but I'm not sure. A lot of different companies make things like this. So when I use it, it just has a little bit of water coming off and I can grab some of that ink and do some watercoloring. And the ink doesn't separate, just looks nice and beautiful. And then you can color in your images, or you can doodle or draw things, make a scene, anything you want to do, because it's just so nice. And then the ink will eventually come off. And that one's just really, really light. So let's try another color. We've got the ocean waves here. I'm just gonna open this one up and do this too. You can mix and match colors so easily by this technique. So I can grab some of the darker color, lay some down, add some lighter, and get this really cool gradient technique. That just looks so neat. So that is all I have to share with you guys. These are in stock and shipping now, and the buttons are shipping as well. So you can pick up either or and mix and match what colors you want. So thanks so much for watching, and if you have any more questions about our chalk inks or our buttons, leave your questions down below in the comments section and I will try to answer them for you guys. So thanks for watching. Bye.